Hello, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name's Kieran, whatever you want to call me. And we are live for Sheffield United against Bristol City Championship playoff semi-final. One of these teams tonight will be going through to that Wembley final. And look, let's be straight with each other. It looks like it's going to be Sheffield United. Big win in that first leg at Ashton Gate. I still think the referee got the sending off wrong. I think it was a penalty. I'm not going to lie. It was definitely a penalty. But I think the sending off was too much. I don't think that was the right decision. Dickey should have stayed on the pitch. I think the referee got that call wrong. And as a result, Sheffield United went on and killed the game off. They killed the game off and made it 3-0. And that effectively ended the tie. And Bristol City haven't got a great away record. And they come to Bramall Lane where Sheffield United, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult. They've got to go and really put an effort in here. They're going to have to win 3-0 or 4-1 or, whatever. But they're going to have to get some goals. They're going to have to win by some distance here tonight. And that's going to be so tough. And you would imagine Chris Wilder, if he's any sort of manager, will look at it and go, we need to just hit them on the counter here. Let's sit deep. They're going to push everything. They've got to throw everything at us. So let's sit deep and take them on the counter. And I'm sure that is exactly what will happen. Because one goal for Sheffield United and Bristol heads will drop. So we're all waiting for that. A fast start from Sheffield United, and the game might be dead as a contest in the first half. So we shall see. I will talk you through the lineups. We are about 13 minutes away from kickoff. But before I do, I want to tell you about, if I've not already, I haven't, obviously, but if you've not already watched this channel before, you've got to know about our sponsors, Match Bingo. Match Bingo are a wonderful new app. They're a fabulous new app, a genius new app that combines all the excitement of a bet on the football. If you like a bet on the football, like I do, then Match Bingo is a great find. You've got to check it out. It's all of the excitement that you would associate with a bet on the football, traditional football and sports betting, with all the fun and excitement you would associate with a game of bingo. And the way that it works is you buy a bingo card for a game like this one, and it will have 15 random events on it during the game, and it will say things like, for example, corner to Sheffield United, or free kick to Bristol City. And as the game is going on, it marks it off on your bingo card. And you get paid you get paid for a line, you get paid for a full house, the same way you do with normal bingo. And Match Bingo have paid out over £200,000 to over 10,000 players in the UK. It's a wonderful app. Go and check it out. It's fantastic. And right now, with the QR code that's on screen, if you go and sign up via that link, you download the app onto your phone, your iPad, whatever you're watching on. You can go and download the link right now. If you deposit £5, you'll get £10 free. Go and check it out. It's really worth it. You can also click the link in the description. And fabulous new app. Really good guys as well over at Match Bingo. And they are sponsoring Premier League Dad for all of our remaining lives on the 24-25 season. Again, we're live at least once every single day. We've been live twice today. This is our second live of the day. We did Venezia against Fiorentina earlier on in Serie A. What a win that was for Venezia. Getting them out of the relegation zone at the foot of Serie A and probably costing Fiorentina European football in the process. But now we're focusing on this one, the big championship game, big game in the championship playoffs, Sheffield United against Bristol City. And let me know what you're thinking in the comments. John, good to see you already. John Marsden, hi, when's it going live? Yeah, there you go, we're live, we're off, we're underway. Let me just get this going 1 second. There you go. And I will go through the lineups in just one moment. We'll go through the lineups. You can let me know what you're thinking of the lineups. There are a couple of surprises in there. Some that I maybe wouldn't have expected. So let's just have a little look-see. Right, here we go. Lineups for this game tonight. It is Cooper in goal. Cooper in goal for Sheffield United, Hamza Chowdhury right back, Ahmedhodzic and Robinson, and then Harrison Burrows at left back. Harrison Burrows, of course, scoring the penalty in that first leg. Into midfield, it is Peck, Vinny Souza, Brooks and Hamer. And then up front, it is Kiefer Moore and Tom Cannon. For Bristol City, it is O'Leary in goal, Roberts, Viner and Tanner at the back, with Pring coming into the side, Cameron Pring and McCrory on the right, Max Bird and Knight in midfield, Earthy, Twine and Nahki Wells still retaining his place up front at centre forward. I'm not sure Nahki Wells would have been the player I would have gone with tonight. I think they maybe needed a touch more up that top end. I maybe would have, I don't know. I'm not sure who I would have gone with. Maybe Cornick or it's tough, innit? Maybe Mehmeti. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't have gone with Nahki Wells. I probably would have started Mehmeti and seen how he'd have got on because Nahki Wells, he's getting on, isn't he? How old is he? 34, 35? Yeah, I'm not sure. And if you've got to go for the win tonight, you've really got to give it a good go. Maybe even start both of them. I'm sure we'll see more of that in the second half if it's still level. But we are just coming up to... We've got 9 minutes to kick off now. Let me just catch up with the chat. 1 second. Because I can see the chat flying in already. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm catching up with everyone. Okay, so... Jonathan Guzman, good to see you, mate. Who's playing footy today? It is Sheffield United against Bristol City in the Championship playoff semi-final. That's the one we're watching now. We've just watched Venezia against Fiorentina. Welcome to Meme Land. Did you lose the Fiorentina bet? I did. Yes, I did. I lost the Fiorentina bet quite substantially. Yeah. Jonathan Guzman, Sheffield United winning. Yes, they are. They're certainly winning. They're 3-0 up from the first leg. So, yeah, I think I'm going to find it very difficult to back. I'm not sure. I can see. I'd love to say that Bristol City will turn it round. And look, I'm sure there'll be Bristol City fans watching who are watching just to see and hope and you know, maybe they do get a fantastic night out, but I just can't see it. I really can't see it. 3-0 down, and they've got to come to Bramall Lane. It's not easy. Oh, there's Chris Brown. It's not Chris Brown. Michael Brown. No, I said Chris Brown. It's Michael Brown. I sat next to him on a flight. There's another claim to fame. I once sat next to Michael Brown on a flight. Where was we going? I think we was going to Portugal. Yeah, I think it was Manchester. Was it Manchester? I'm trying to think which one it was. No, do you know what? I think it might have been to Porto. We was flying to Porto for the Champions League final for Liverpool. And I flew out of Stansted for that. And he was on the plane. And I did wonder why he'd be going to Porto. Because I don't think he's a Liverpool fan as far as I'm aware. But he wasn't in the, I didn't see. Unless he was doing it he was doing the coverage. It seems like an odd pundit choice, doesn't it? Liverpool v Porto in the Champions League. Oh, there's Cammy. There's Cammy in the crowd. Chris Kamara. Love him. Absolutely love him. Sprouty, UEFA Europa League. Listen, Sprouty. I'll be here. I'll be here when Spurs are beating you in the final. I'll be here for it, lad. Jonathan Guzman, you think Bristol City are winning today or a draw? I actually think Sheffield United do them. Yeah, there's Harry Maguire again. Harry Maguire, Sheffield lad, here supporting the Blades. Blimey. Yeah, so for me, I do. I think it's going to be a Sheffield United win. I think what happens is, I think Bristol City really push forward, trying to get the early goal to try and unsettle them. And what we see is Sheffield United hit them on the counter-attack. Atalanta have just scored against AS Roma in Serie A as well. That's a very big goal that's just gone in. Ross, 1984. We are Sunderland. Sunderland, I think they are my tip to make it through to the Premier League. Yeah, I do think Sunderland will do them. Oh, I need to change the kit. I've got Bristol City in their third kit. I thought they'd be in that one, but it looks they are like they're in the cream number. They're in the cream number, so we need to change that. Let's get them in that cream number. There you go. That sort of works, I guess. That's basically what they're looking like. I've just changed the kit. Sorry, you won't know this you won't see this on TikTok, but on YouTube we have a scoreboard and we have a clock and we have a bit more of a slightly professional setup, I guess. So I always have the kit colours and the badges in the right. And I thought Sheffield United would be in their home kit, which they are, and Bristol City would be in the black kit, which they were in at Leeds United. Instead, they're in the sort of creamy Burnley colours sort of thing. White and claret, I guess it would be. Be yourself, Dylan. Wow, Fiorentina lost 2-1. Yeah, absolutely. And Atalanta 1-0 up. Yeah, it was a good game, that one. Venezia against Fiorentina. Really surprising, but a really good performance from Venezia. Sprouty, bottle of milk. Listen, Sprouty, like I said, you've not beat Spurs in 3 years. You've not beat Spurs since 2022. They have beat you 3 times this season. They've already knocked you out of one cup. They've been better than you all season. They've got one of the best attacks in the Premier League. There is absolutely no way that Manchester United are beating Spurs in that final. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Stand on me. I'm not even slightly worried. 3 years, Spurs, they've battered you. Sprouty, Tottenham are allergic to trophies, and Man United are allergic to winning. Manchester United are really, honestly, they're dreadful team, dreadful club. But they're banging trouble, and I think Spurs are going to make them pay in Bilbao. They're going to make them pay. Chris Wilder. Honestly, Chris Wilder's a shocking manager. I don't want him back in the Prem. I really don't want him back in the Prem. Unbeaten. Christ, I never thought I'd see the day that Man United fans would be celebrating being unbeaten in the Europa League. Be yourself, Dylan. Prediction for tonight. I think 2-0 Sheffield United. I think Bristol City fly forward and try to get the early goal, and I think Sheffield United hit them on the counter-attack. I think the pace of Brooks will be too much. What they'll do is they'll have Moore and Cannon. They'll hit it long to Moore and Cannon all day, and then it'll just bounce down, and Brooks and Heyman will be picking up the second balls. So I think that's what we're going to see a lot of tonight. Jaden Thompson, 2-0 Toon. Very lucky, that one. Very lucky. Lucky Toon. Lucky Newcastle. Right, so Bristol City, we've already gone through the lineups. O'Leary, Tanner, Viner, Pring, McCrory, Knight, Bird, Roberts, Earthy, Twine and Naki Wells up front. It's going to be a big game, this one. A big game for both teams. Is that the away end? Is that the away end there? Sheffield, that can't be the away end. Bristol City's away end, surely not. It's half empty, Bramall Lane. Bramall Lane, half empty. That can't be right. Be yourself, Dylan. Ancelotti, new Brazil coach. Yeah, so that again, we've seen that coming for a while, haven't we? Oh, Sheffield United, come fill me again. La 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 la. Look at Cammy. There's Cammy. Right, here we go. Big 90 minutes for these two teams. Let's get the clock going. Let's get the clock underway and counting down. Be yourself, Dylan. Alonso to become new Madrid manager. Yeah, I'm certainly will do, mate. Absolutely certainly will do. We're off. We're underway here at Bramall Lane. Right, a long ball up the pitch there already from from Max O'Leary. Interesting to see how our opinions have changed of him over the course of the season. It has felt like Bristol City fans have gone on a bit of a journey with him, and at different points thought he wasn't quite capable of being the number one for them, and then at different points he saved them. I thought he played really well against Leeds, a game which, funnily enough, they lost 4-0. And I thought he played all right last week, to be honest. He couldn't really done anything about any of the goals. Here's Tom Cannon, ex-Everton. Sheffield United going long already. That's pretty much what we expected to see, you've got to say. Be yourself, Dylan. Are you doing the Sunderland game tomorrow? Yes, mate, I am doing the Sunderland game first. Sorry, the Sunderland game is the 8 o'clock, but I am doing... What's the early game? I can't remember what the early game is. What's the early game we've got on? I think it's Valladolid against Girona. So we're doing La Liga tomorrow at about 5 o'clock. Early chance there for Bristol City. Unlucky, it's just gone wide. Comic cut edits, come on City. Good to have you in the chat, mate. Good to have some Bristol City fans in. Yeah, it was unlucky that there from Bristol City. Really unlucky. Be yourself, Dylan. Valladolid v Girona. Yeah, that's the one. Valladolid v Girona. That's the game we're watching first, and then we're going to do Sunderland. Sunderland against Coventry. So that'll be an interesting one. Anthony, what game are you watching, Kieran? We're watching Sheffield United against Bristol City, mate. Sprouty, my predictions for the Europa League are 2-0 to United, Ahmad and Maguire. Jonathan, is Atalanta winning today? I think so, yeah. They're 1-0 up against Roma currently. Currently 1-0 up against Roma. Here's Hamza Chowdhury down the right-hand side for Sheffield United. I really don't think these are... I don't want them. It's not that I don't think they'll be right for the Premier League. I don't want them in the Premier League, Sheffield United. Something about the whole Chris Wilder thing, you know, the players that they've got, they're just not fit for purpose. They'll finish bottom. They'll finish bottom. It'd be a total waste of time having them back in. Jason Knight, good play there. Much better from Sheffield United though, and Burrows wins it back. Here's Kiefer Moore down the left-hand side. Hamer. Ball in. Chance here for Sheffield United. Oh, Cannon just over the bar. First big chance of the game. Nearly 1-0 Sheffield United already. There was a slip there from the centre-back. And it comes across to Tom Cannon, about maybe 10 yards out on his left foot. Swivel and hits it. It's going in. It's not that far over that, you know. It's right in the top corner. And it's about maybe a foot just over the bar. Really unlucky, that. Bristol City come forward. I don't want us to see a early goal from Sheffield United here, because if there's an early goal in this one, it's going to properly kill the game, isn't it? Let's be honest. An early goal here, it's not even going to be worth watching. It's going to be disastrous for the channel. But more importantly, it's just going to be dead boring to watch, because as soon as Sheffield United score, the head's going to drop. Bristol City's heads will drop, and that'll be it, because they might be able to score 3. If they were to score 3 tonight, it would be magical, wouldn't it? It'd be wonderful. 3 goals tonight for Bristol City would be incredible, and would have shown that it's been, you know, a great night of football, whatever the result ends up being. But I can't see him scoring 3. I just can't. And if Sheffield United score one at any point in the night, that's probably it, done and dusted. So we need to keep it open. John Marsden, hi all, come on Sheffield, lol. Sheffield have certainly I think they've probably had the better start so far. Probably had the better start, it's fair to say. Anthony, there's some empty seats. Yeah, I know that's another reason I'm not mad keen on Bramall Lane being a Premier League stadium next season, because it feels like you get that a lot as well, don't you, at Sheffield United? There's a lot of empty seats. A lot of empty seats. Pedri, cheers for that, mate. Thank you again for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. If you want to get to YouTube, if you want to support the channel in any way, by the way, get over to YouTube. Check us out, Premier League Dad. We're live every single day doing these watch-alongs. And it's a slightly better setup over there, I've got to say. It is a slightly better setup. Adams, 64 AD, can promoted teams stay up anymore? Is that all in the past? I don't know where you've got that from, Adam. I don't know where you've got that from, that can promoted teams stay up anymore. Promoted teams have only gone down. All three promoted teams have only gone down in the last 2 years. And before that, it happened 27 years ago. So something happening 3 times in 28 years, 27 years, I wouldn't characterise that as a frequent occurrence. I'd say that's pretty rare. So, yeah, I think absolutely promoted teams going up can stay up. I don't buy that there's a big gulf between the Championship and the Premier League. Put it this way. Fulham, Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest all came up in the 2022-23 season. Look at where they are now. They might all qualify for Europe this season. At least 2 will, I would imagine. Certainly Forest and Bournemouth. They've got an outside chance. Fulham, maybe. But all three have got a very, very good chance of staying up. I don't know why people seem to indicate that it's a massive gap and teams going up, they need to spend. Sheffield United didn't. They finished 9th. Oh, Bristol City just wide. He's claiming a corner, and I think he might just get one there. Corkins Cards, quick question. Do you think Newcastle can finish second? No, I don't, mate. I think Newcastle get beat against Arsenal next week. I think Newcastle have been pretty poor in recent games. I thought you were very fortunate against Brighton. I thought you were obviously pretty poor against Villa away. I didn't think you were great against Ipswich. Again, I thought it was quite fortunate, the decision to send Ben Johnson off, and the penalty wasn't great in that one. We did watch-alongs on all of those games, so I've watched a lot of Newcastle recently, and I think the results have been better than the performances, put it that way. So I imagine Newcastle will go into next weekend, or the last game of the season, probably needing to win against Everton to get Champions League football. So I think there might still be a fight on for that 5th spot for Newcastle, and I don't think second is on the cards for them at all. No, Newcastle aren't going to get second. It isn't going to happen. I mean, look, if it does, great, congratulations. I just don't think it will. Anthony, I don't like stadiums with empty seats, but I don't know why. Well, yeah, it's because it is certainly... You know, I would say there's enough teams in England that have full stadiums that when you do encounter a team like Sheffield United where there are a lot of empty seats, you just look at it as, well, if you can't fill your stadium in the Championship, then we don't want you in the Prem. Jake, Leeds will stay up next year. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think Leeds are probably one to watch. Same with Burnley. I think both of them have got a really good chance of staying up. Burnley, certainly, I would argue Burnley may be a better chance than Leeds, just because of how they play, and I think Danny Farker's not a Premier League manager. Scott Parker, I think he's learned his lesson, given how resilient Burnley were in the Championship, how difficult they were to score against. Bristol City, chance! Oh, he just slipped at the wrong moment there. And now Sheffield United come down the other end. It's like a basketball game now, these last couple of minutes. It has just opened up a little bit here. Pedri Lover, are you watching Roma? No, mate, we're watching Sheffield United against Bristol City. Adam, 464AD, Newcastle can now spend properly with City ruling with sponsorships. I hope not. I don't want to see that. I don't think that's fair. And yeah, I think it'd be unfair and probably not the right thing for the Premier League or English football if that was the case. So yeah, I definitely don't want that to be the case. Zach Clips, who's the best out the bottom three? Best out the bottom three in the Premier League right now? Leicester, I would say. Leicester City. Hassan Hersey, good to see you, Hassan. Question is, would Man U or Tottenham stay up next season? Yeah, I think they will, just about, mate. Yeah, I think they will. I think Spurs will win the Europa League and they'll have Champions League football, and I think United will spend, or at least they'll spend enough to try and bridge the gap. I don't think they will bridge the gap. I still think they'll be about mid-table next year, and that'll probably be enough to send Amorim. Good chance, opportunity there from distance, and it's a good save from the keeper. Sprouty, the Premier League next season might be interesting with Leeds going back up. I bet a tenner with my granddad that they'll go down again. I think you might lose that, you know. Zach Clips, you take too long to reply to comments. All right, mate. I've got a lot of comments coming in. Adam, who should Arteta prioritise signing in the summer? Who should Arteta prioritise signing in the summer? He needs a centre forward, but he's needed a centre forward for 3 years, hasn't he? He needed a centre forward for 3 years. And he's signed 2 and he's got him wrong. So that's the big issue for him, isn't it? United winning Europa because Spurs are Spursy. Okay. Sprouty, I'm going to go now. I'll be back. All right, Sprouty, see you in a bit, mate. John Marsden, how easy is it to make a YouTube channel? I'm thinking of making one. You can make a YouTube channel in 5 minutes, John. Easy. Dead easy to make a channel. The bigger question is, how do you make a living out of a YouTube channel and putting the work in to get what you need to make a living out of it? And if you figure that out, let me know. But I'm still trying. But it is, yeah. You can make a channel and you can do, if you just want to do it to kind of pass the time and you enjoy it, if you enjoy doing it, then you'll probably do well. And that's the thing. I love watching football. So for me, this is perfect. If you're doing it just for work, then I imagine it can be a bit of a grind, because it isn't easy. It isn't easy. Believe me, I've worked in all sorts of jobs. This is up there with the toughest. Jake, Arsenal should sign Delap, Anthony Robinson and Nico Williams. I don't think they'll sign any of them, to be honest. I think Anthony Robinson, they're not going to sign a left back because they've already got Miles Lewis-Skelly there. So I don't understand why they would sign a left back. Given that they've got Miles Lewis-Skelly, they've just had Calafiori, who they've brought in. They've still got Zinchenko, even if they move on. But yeah, there's no way they sign Anthony Robinson. Nico Williams, they're just about to sign Leandro Trossard to a new contract. So again, I don't think they sign him at all. Martinelli and Leandro Trossard are going to be their left wing options next season. Nico Williams is definitely not going to be a signing. And Liam Delap. I mean, apparently, according to rumours today, Liam Delap has made Manchester United his priority. I don't think Arsenal would be interested in Delap, if I'm dead honest with you. Arsenal need better than Liam Delap. At the top end of the Premier League, you need a top striker to try and bridge the gap between kind of just being all right and being a top elite team, and Liam Delap isn't that. Adam, Arteta does love signing left backs, don't rule that out. He isn't going to spend 40-50 million on Anthony Robinson, mate. He's stupid. He isn't that stupid. There's no way he signs a left back like that. Not when he's got Miles Lewis-Skelly and he's just signed Calafiori. Yeah, John, I want to make a YouTube channel just for fun. Do it, mate. Like I said, I'm happy to give you some advice or whatever I've learned. I don't mind sharing. I can certainly help you as much as you want, mate. If you want to drop me a message or whatever, but it's tough. It's tough, but making it is easy. Making it and doing the stuff is easy. It's the rest of it that's dead hard. Right, here's Roberts for Bristol City. On the halfway line, still just kind of feeling each other out, trying to work out exactly where they can push and where they can't, because it feels like Bristol City have had most of the ball. Certainly the last 5 minutes, Bristol City have had most of the ball, and they're just pushing and probing, passing it out wide, then a long switch, then a long diagonal, and then they're losing it. I mean, that's exactly what's happened there, funnily enough. It's gone out for a throw-in on the far side to Bristol City. This is better. This is much, much better. John, don't know what I would do it on, though. Whatever you're passionate about, John. Do it on whatever you're passionate about. Whatever you love. Whatever you love. Do you know what? When you wake up in the morning, what do you think about? Whatever you first think about in the morning is usually what your passion is in life. So what you wake up and think, do it on that. If I told you what's something you know a lot about, it doesn't matter, it can be anything, it can be gardening, it can be football, it can be whatever. Anything. Absolutely anything. Whatever you're passionate about, have a think about it. And then the ultimate test is try and write 50 ideas down for potential videos you could do. Write down 50 videos you could make about that subject. And if you can write down 50 subjects, then start 50 video ideas, start the channel. Adam, I like the question of Spurs and United probability of relegation next season. They're not gonna go down next season, Spurs or United. It's 1-1. It's 1-1 in Bergamo. Atalanta 1, Roma 1. So yeah, they're not going down. I can't see that at all. Jake, Zinch and Tierney leaving. Calafiori linked with Milan, and Skelly's only young. Lewis Skelly is going to be Arsenal's number 1 left back. So you don't sign Anthony Robinson if you've already got Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly he's starting. He's getting minutes for England. So I am almost certain that Mikel Arteta will keep him in the starting 11, keep playing him. He isn't going to go out and sign Anthony Robinson. Look, I'm all for objective shouts. Throw an idea out there, but there's no way he goes out and signs Anthony Robinson. He's not going to have big money to spend, and if he does have big money to spend, it's going on that centre forward. It ain't going on a left back. Omari Patrick, how you doing, Omari? Adam, can anything save Ange's job? Yeah, winning the Europa League. I actually think even if he doesn't win the Europa League now, as long as he gives a good go in that final, if it finishes United, let's say it finished 1-0 or 2-1 or whatever, if it was a narrow defeat or maybe on penalties, I do think... sorry. Thank you for flagging that, John. I've only just realised the clock stopped. What an absolute beaut. Sorry. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, so I actually think Ange could keep his job if he manages to do all right in the Europa League final, whether he wins it or not. He's won enough Spurs fans round now. There's enough Spurs fans who are sufficiently on board with how he's dealing with things, and it's not ideal, some of the performances in the league, but I think he's hit the manner in which he's approaching interviews. The win over Bodo Glimt, it's earned him a lot of plaudits, and to get him to a European final and then sack him, I actually think it would cause Levy more of a headache. So I think he stays. Kale, do you think Arsenal will sign Pedasso? I don't know who Pedasso is. Adam464, 20 plus losses is not acceptable. Well, Amarim's got 17 plus losses. So, I don't know. Or United got 17. I don't know. For me, you say 20 plus losses is unacceptable, but he's still got them to a European final. They still got to a Carabao Cup semi-final. Yeah, the League Cup, the league performance has been pretty poor, but they've also had maybe one of the worst, I would say, injury records going. So, yeah, I don't think for 1 second Spurs would have been where they are if they hadn't have gone as far in the competitions they did. John, simulation games. All right, mate. We'll do it. Yeah, do it on that. If you like simulation games, do them on simulation games. If you can answer questions on that, then go for it. Yeah, why not? I hear it's hard to get subs. You don't really need to prioritise subs. People think you do. You can get subs relatively, maybe not easily. It's not easy. But you can get subs, but it's not subs that actually matter. Subs don't really make the difference. They're more of an ego thing. Like if someone says, "Oh, I've got 20,000 subs" or whatever, that's not really that's not what the measurement of success is with a channel. And again, it only really matters if you enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy doing it, then it doesn't matter how many subs you've got. But like I said, mate, if you want to give it a whirl, if you want to start it, I'm happy to help if you need any help. And good luck with it, mate. Good luck. It's hard. It is hard. Adam464, Ange needs overhaul the squad to fit his playing style. I don't think he does. No, he's spent a lot of money, hasn't he? And he's got quite a lot of players in there that do fit his playing style. He's just had a lot of injuries. So I really don't think he does need an awful lot. Personally, that's my opinion. I don't think he does need a lot of... I don't think he does need a lot of players. Van der Ven, Romero's apparently leaving, but he signed Archie Gray. I think that's a really good signing. I think Bergval's been a really good signing. I think Matthijs Tel in time could be a good signing. I actually think Odeberg could be a very good signing. Vicario's done well. I think there's a number of players there that I look at and think, yeah, he's done well. He's taken Spurs on. They've got a very young squad. He's getting better out of the players who were already there as well. You could maybe criticise him for Solanke. Not sure Solanke's hit the ground running. But yeah, I think Ange will get better out of Spurs next season. And I could see them pushing on and getting into the top half. I couldn't see United doing that. There's certainly a bigger gap for United to bridge than there is for Spurs to bridge. Spurs just need the players back fit. If Spurs have got an 11 fit, they've got a very good 11. If Manchester United's first choice 11 are fit, it's still not that good, is it? They've had most of the first team fit for a lot of the season. National security, do you reckon Swindon will get promoted next season? Maybe. Yeah, they've I don't know. Swindon, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for Swindon over the last couple of years, hasn't it? Right, Sheffield United coming forward here is Brooks, gets into the area. Long ball forward. Yeah, sorry. What was I saying? Coming back to Swindon. Yeah, you kind of didn't really... I assume you're a Swindon fan. You didn't really bridge the gap in League One this season, and you kind of fell away a little bit at the end. So for me, I think no. I don't think it's... Ian Holloway, yeah, I like Ollie. Of course, I like Ollie. But it was those last few games, wasn't it? Those last few games of the season. If you'd have maybe picked up those... carried on. I know you had a good winning run. I can't remember who was it against. You dropped points towards the end of the season, but you was doing all right, and then just kind of fell away. And I don't know how many points. Let me have a look. How many points did you end up finishing off the playoffs? 8 points. So yeah, those last 3 games cost you, didn't they? Those last 3 games really did cost you. Could have got playoffs, to be honest. That's it. It's to be honest, mate. I don't think you were terrible, and it's tough, isn't it? It is tough. League One's a very competitive league this season, and we saw that. I mean, Christ, we saw that with Walsall falling down. Everyone thought Walsall was going to walk that, and then they've somehow ended in the playoffs, which I still think they'll win. They've battered Chesterfield the other day. I still think Walsall will win the playoffs. Obviously, AFC Wimbledon look like they're through to the final. We're covering that one, covering the second leg of that one next week. Edward, how's it going? Good to see you. LM10HX, I put Sheffield for over 1 yellow card. Reckon it happens? No, I don't. Unless Bristol City start picking up 1 or 2 goals, no, I don't think they will, because the ref isn't going to make... He's not going to card players willy-nilly in this game. He's only going to card players if the game starts getting stretched. He's not carded anyone yet. There's not really been any feisty tackles. So that's only going to start happening if Sheffield United feel like maybe there's an option for or an opportunity for Bristol City on the counter-attack. Look at that. Look at that. Kiefer Moore, that is exactly why I don't want Sheffield United in the Prem. That was ridiculous then. That was absolutely ridiculous. If you're watching that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ridiculous. Sorry, excuse my manly pink cup. Edward, leave no matter the outcome of the over. Really? Okay. I've not heard that. That's the first I've heard of that. LM10HX, who done that? Kiefer Moore I was talking about. Yeah, Kiefer Moore. And that is exactly why I don't want Sheffield United in the Premier League. Sunday League stuff. That's better by Sheffield United. Much, much better. Here's Vinny out wide to Andre Brooks. Reese, we're winning tomorrow, lad. I think so, yeah. I think so. We're going to be doing the watch along for that one, but I do think so. Yeah. It's going to be a tight game. Coventry were really, really unlucky. To obviously, the back pass at the end was pretty poor, wasn't it? Alfie F score 0-0 currently. 3-0 to Sheffield United on aggregate. We set up the same as Friday, you think? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I'd say Mayenda, Isidore. Yeah. Yeah, I would say. The interesting thing is what Coventry do, isn't it? Because, look, they've got to come to the Stadium of Light and they've got to try and get a goal, probably an early goal. And that's the annoying thing, I guess. That's the really annoying thing, because it felt like Coventry only really woke up once that Isidore goal went in. Once that Isidore goal went in, there was a chance, wasn't there, for them to... Like, Radoni, it was, 60 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever it was, straight up the other end of the pitch, bang, Radoni got him level. Really, really good header as well. And Lampard and his team are always quite reactive, so it usually takes something like that to wake him up. So it wouldn't surprise me if tomorrow we see Coventry start well and kind of fly out the traps. It's just whether or not Sunderland can ride the wave and keep them out. Reese, Mayenda could have made it 3-1 at the end. I mean, mate, there was more chances than that, wasn't there? It wasn't just Mayenda at the end. There was a few opportunities for both teams, I guess. It was an all right game, but it only really picked up there in the second half. Kiefer Moore's gone down. Something with his knee, I think. Should be all right, but he looks like he's done his knee. I don't know. Won my first 5 games. Nice. Well done. Sheffield United in the Prem is so boring. Hope not. Got to agree with that, J Level. Yeah, got to agree with that, mate. I don't want to see Sheffield United in the Prem. And it's nothing to do with the club. Nothing to do with Sheffield United, the club. I just don't think they'll last. I think Chris Wilder's not a Prem manager. And the team, if you look at the team, none of them are Premier League players. There's not a one of them. Maybe Hamer. And an absolute push. But other than that, I don't think Tyrese Campbell is. I don't think Brewster is. I don't think Tom Cannon is. I don't think Kiefer Moore is. I don't think Vinny Souza. Vinny Souza's a yard dog. Don't think Amadodzic is. I know Jack Robinson isn't. And yeah, I mean maybe Cooper, maybe the keeper. Keeper's been all right. Reese cannot stand Sheffield United. LM10HX, I want to see Coventry in the Prem. J-Level will be cracking to see Coventry or Sunderland back in the Prem. See, this is it. I think most of us are on the same page, aren't we? Most of us are on the same page with that. I feel the same. I'd quite like to see Sunderland or Coventry make it. If it's not Bristol City. I mean, I kind of went into these playoffs with the idea that anyone other than Sheffield United would be great. And I still feel that way. So whoever it might be in the final, I hope they muller Sheffield United. Edward, if Lampard stays after the playoffs, I have Cov getting promoted next season. Nice. Yeah, maybe so. I think if he does stick around after the playoffs, which I think he will do, because this is his team, isn't it now? He's like, he feels like he's connected with the Coventry fans. He started to put an identity on the club. Some of the players I think they might be able to keep hold of as well, so yeah, I think he'll stick around, and if he does, then yeah, you'd probably make him one of the favourites to go up next season. Not sure about automatic, but they'd have a good chance. They'd have a very good chance. And the Championship's always a very competitive league, so I'm sure we'd see Borough have another good go. I'm sure Bristol City'd have another good go. Coventry, of course. Whoever the 3 teams are that go down. Everton. Maybe Everton. Get Bramley Moore in the Championship. J-Level, if Lampard doesn't stick around, do you think he'll jump ship to a Prem team? No. I don't think there's another Prem team that'll have him. I don't think he necessarily covered himself in glory at Everton. Big chance there for Sheffield United. Ball to the far post from Hamer. And running in at the far post was Brooks, who was this close to getting his head on it. If it got ahead to that was in. That was in. And that would have been 1-0 and probably game over. 4-0 on aggregate, that would have been it done. It's a really good ball in from Hamer. So unlucky. Cannon and Brooks both running in at the far post. Just couldn't get anything on it. Yeah, I don't think there's another Prem club that had touched Lampard. He didn't do great at Everton. He didn't do great at Chelsea. He's done well at Coventry. But I think he's got to stick it out here now. He did all right at Derby as well, didn't he, when he was there? But I think it remains to be seen whether or not he could go to a Premier League side and really, do a good job with them. He doesn't feel like he's got an identity as such. You look at Premier League managers now, even at the... It wasn't all that long ago, Bournemouth were a bottom half side, and Andoni Areola's gone in and stuck a real identity on the club and made it his own. Fabian Herzler's gone in and done really well at Brighton, very clear identity. Marco Silva at Fulham, very clear identity. Unai Emery at Villa, of course. Thomas Frank, Eddie Howe. All these managers, you know how they play. They've got a very clear way of playing, very clear patterns of play. Very clear formation. For me, I think Lampard is a really, really good manager at motivating, but he lacks quite a bit in his in-game management. And I spoke to a Coventry fan yesterday on the channel, We were talking about it on here, and we were saying that his in-game management leaves a lot to be desired. He doesn't make the changes at the right time. And it costs Coventry. Cost them. It took them going 1-0 down on Friday night to kind of get their act together, and then they go and score straight away. J Lovell, if Lampard... I know it's random, but the money in non-league is getting ridiculous now. I was in a non-league academy and now in men's semi-pro. But some money the fellas are on is ridiculous. They say, you're a long time retired, aren't you? So I kind of don't mind it really. If you get to professional or semi-professional as a footballer, you've got to be earning decent money, because once you finish, you're going to finish in football, and what are you going to do? Let's say you finish football at 33, 34. What are you doing? You'd have to have invested that money very, very well, because you won't have earned a trade. So it's not like you're going. It's not like you're going on the tiles, or you're not going to be a sparky or anything like that. You'd have to go like roofing or be a brickie. I know a lad, obviously not going to say his name, but he's 32, played EFL in 22, now on 2k a week at step 6. 2k a week at step 6? Surely not. 2k a week? He's on £8,000 a month. Must be before tax. I mean, even that's still pretty good going. At step 6? No. I don't believe that. Here's Bristol City flying forward. Naki Wells gets into the area. Corner to Bristol City. There you go. The average weekly wage in the National League, as of this season, was £1,600, and that's average, absolutely average. Step 6 is National League. No, that'd be National League North, wouldn't it, or National League South? So it'd be Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League. Step 6 would be National League North or National League South, one of them two. So there's no way he's on £2,000 a week in this level. Or if he is, he's very, very good. Maybe he is. If he played League 2, you say, he played EFL, he must be like tip top in that league then. That must be an anomaly. That's all I would say. Because if the average in the league above that is like £1,600 a week, which is still, still good money at that level, but to drop a level below and be on like sort of close to 50% more, it's good going, isn't it? J Lovell, Stephen Payne and Billy Bingham was at Faversham Town. A lad I know played there, both on £1,400 a week. There you go. I mean, £1,400 a week is what, 5, 6 after tax. You're probably talking 3 and a bit a month. So that's like a middling executive job now. That's not outrageous. That's about right. You're on about that money at what, 50 grand, 60 grand a year. So if you was a, let's say you was a decent salesperson for a mid-level company, or even a small company, decent salesperson for a small company, you're probably making 50, 60k a year. So that feels about right, I would say. Especially if you consider that you've got to dedicate your career to it, and then when you hit 30, 35, whatever it is, you are just done. You've got nothing else to give. The lad I'm on about as a joke should be EFL still. Right, okay, that makes sense. But that's still interesting, mate. No, really interesting. Thanks for flagging that. That's I wouldn't have said that. So I thought that was really interesting. I honestly wouldn't have said it was anywhere close to that. If someone had have asked me before tonight, how much do you think National League players are on? I've learned something there. And to say that someone in League Step 6, as you say, is playing and earning that amount. There you go, 1-0. 1-0 Sheffield United, straight off the corner, and it's that man Kiefer Moore. Yard dog, Kiefer Moore. 1-0, Bristol City are definitely done and dusted now. 4-0 on aggregate. Straight off the corner, the ball gets whipped in, bang, beats the keeper to it. Max O'Leary was in no man's land really. There's been some criticism of Max O'Leary, and I think you could argue he comes and he gets nothing on it. You probably have got to blame the keeper a little bit there. Yeah, 1-0. 1-0. Welcome to Mainland, but it's against some Saudi farmers. Big fella, Stoke City, Sheffield to go up, mate. I think Sunderland, mate. I really do. Sunderland, maybe Coventry. We'll see about tomorrow night. I'm still not sure on what's going to happen tomorrow, but I think the winner of tomorrow goes up. That's certainly my hope. Maybe it's not my take, but it's definitely my hope. I'm hoping that's what happens. Jay Lovell had a coach who was at Rangers under Michael Beale, and now he's National League. Crazy drop off as a coach. Wow. So the only coach I know is, or I know of anyway, is funnily enough at Bayern Munich. I think he's Bayern Munich's, or he might actually be at England now. I think he might be England assistant manager or England first team coach. But he was at Tranmere. And the only reason I know him is because I worked with his dad. I worked with his dad in a company, and he was like assistant manager at Tranmere or whatever he was, and he ended up working at Bayern Munich. He was in Bayern Munich being as like assistant manager. I think he's in England now. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel took him over. Yeah, Anthony Barry it was, sorry. Jay Lovell, I'm going to shoot now, mate. Followed you and I'll pop into the next live. Catch you later, mate. Take it easy, mate. Good to chat. Appreciate it. Edward, where do you think Gerrard goes? Maybe some team in the Championship? I don't think Gerrard's going anywhere. I think he's quite happy just living his life out in Bahrain for the time being, I think, to be honest, mate. John Marsden back with getting YouTube up and running, all set up and ready to go. Nice. Clock stopped. Cheers, sorry. Yeah, I only just noticed. It's my own stupid fault. Edward, my dad's a boss man on a brickies work site. He's on 4.5k a month. I don't know what that is a week. Sheffield United flying forward. Could go for a second here. It's poor, this, and it's disappointing, isn't it? From a Bristol City point of view, I don't know how many fans they've took up here, but yeah, you'd be disappointed to be going all that way, because it's not easy to get back to either. I would imagine on a Monday night, they're going to finish here at whatever time, 9, 10 o'clock. They'll probably only be getting home at best part of 1 o'clock, won't they? Yeah, it's a good 3 or 4 hours, isn't it? Sheffield to Bristol. So maybe 2 o'clock, actually. I honestly don't know, Edward. Yeah, couldn't tell you, mate. Let's catch up with the In the chat, 1 second. Stella, how you doing, Stella? Yeah, really good, Stella. Thank you. It's been an interesting first half, to say the least. But I would have thought that we would have seen a little bit more from Bristol City. I really would have thought we'd have seen a touch more from them. We've not really had a shot on target, or at least a meaningful shot on target. If anything, Sheffield United have killed the game off in the first half, which is exactly what we feared, isn't it? Exactly what we were worrying about, that maybe they would nick a goal and that would be it. Unknown FRX, I keep singing what the cops sang to Mikel Arteta to my Arsenal mate. What did they sing? What did they sing to him? I saw the banner, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I can't remember what they actually sang to him. Arab Joe, tomorrow, Joe Bellingham show. We are ready. Well, listen, we'll see. We're going to be live for that one. So we shall see. I'll be live I'll be live before it, because we're doing Girona against Rayo Vallecano, or it's Real Valladolid, isn't it? Real Valladolid against Girona, relegation playoff basically in La Liga. Valladolid already down. Girona really need to get a win. So yeah, we're going to be watching that, and then immediately after we're going to do Sunderland against Coventry at the Stadium of Light. So I'll be live pretty much solid from about 5 o'clock again tomorrow night. If you're around, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff. Get over to YouTube and check us out as well. Unknown FRX, best team of Europe, you're having a laugh. Yeah. Arab Joe, what do you think about him? He is close to join BVB, like his brother. Yeah, I like him. I think he's got the same sort of temperament as his brother, and that might need just winding in. It might just need curtailing a little bit, because I think he's a very talented player, but he's still very raw, and I think Dortmund is probably the perfect environment to get that out of him. Right, we're at half-time here now. Half-time. Jake, talking of National League, Aldershot Town Trophy Parade just went past my house. Nice. Like it. Right, let me just stop the clock. Hang on. 45 minutes from Wembley. 4-0 up, basically, now. Sheffield United. That's it. That's it done and dusted for sure. There's no way they're coming back from this now. Unknown FRX, I think they sang it because Arteta said Arsenal were the best team in the Champions League. Yeah. He said it because he'd been beaten pretty comprehensively. Edward, how's the little one? And how's the doggy? They're good, mate. Thank you. Really good. Cheers for liking the live, Armando. Cheers for the follow as well. Appreciate that. And thanks as well to Stella. Thanks for following. Again, if you want a slightly more professional look, then go and check us out on YouTube. We've got a camera angle. We've got a scoreboard. We've got a clock that works some of the time when it doesn't stop miraculously during the game. So yeah, go and check us out. Go and give us a follow. We're live for 2 games tomorrow night. Real Valladolid against Girona, followed by Sunderland against Coventry, and then on Wednesday we are live for Villarreal against Leganés. That's the early game in La Liga, and then Wednesday we've got who's the late game on Wednesday night? Stockport County against Leyton Orient. Yeah, Stockport County against Leyton Orient. 2-2 from the first leg on Saturday. That was a brilliant game. That was a really good game. Armando09, what team are you watching? I am watching Sheffield United 1, Bristol City 0. I am also keeping an eye out for Roma and Atalanta, which is still 1-1 as far as I can remember. Arab Joe, Sheffield probably beating either of Sunderland or Coventry. No, I think Sunderland could give them a game. I'm not sure about Coventry, but I think Sunderland could give Sheffield United a good game. Jim, hi mate, that's Defo United going to Wembley now. Yeah, no doubt about that, mate. No doubt. It was, I think it was poor keeping, wasn't it? Maybe a bit of foreshadowing from me there. Because we talked just before kick-off, I think, about Max O'Leary, the goalkeeper for Bristol City, having come in for a little bit of criticism, having not maybe been as assured throughout the season, and some Bristol City fans saying that perhaps they'd want to improve on him next season. And I saw him against Leeds. When he played against Leeds, I really thought he did all right. They got beat 4-0, but I thought he was okay. He kept them in it, if nothing else. And yeah, tonight, you could argue he came out, he had a bit of a flap at the corner, and Kiefer Moore gets his head on it. So it's not been particularly good. Armando, you think that Bristol City is going to make a goal? No, I don't think so, Armando. I think it probably finishes 2-0 to Sheffield United. I think there might be one more goal in the game, but more likely Sheffield United. Edward, how well do you think Wrexham do in the Championship? I have them getting playoffs. Depends how much they invest, doesn't it? I guess if they invest well, then yeah, potentially. I think it could be, they could do well. They could do really well. They could maybe make the playoffs. But something tells me success for Wrexham next year would maybe be just staying up. Because they've done promotion, they've got up to the Championship. If they tried to go again to the Premier League, I think they may be running before they could walk, and it might actually be the best thing for them to just consolidate. Maybe consolidate would be my approach. Jaden, what score? It's 1-0 Sheffield United. Sheffield United 1, Bristol City 0 is the scoreline currently. Jim, please no Sheffield United and Coventry, then I'm alright. I don't mind Coventry, I just don't want Sheffield United, like I said. I think Sunderland would be the most Premier League ready team. Brush lad, yeah, do mate, yeah. If you want some, I can do you some. So yeah, I think we've got this one. I have stopped the clock, haven't I? Rube, Sheffield United versus Cov in the final. Do you think Cov will actually turn it round? Yeah, maybe. It's a tough one to call tomorrow night, isn't it? It is a tough one to call. Right, so Michael Brown, Curtis Davis, and who's that? Who's that who's one of the pundits there? I don't know who the other pundit is. Michael Brown, Curtis Davis, and I don't know who that is. I really don't know who that is. Jim, no Rubes, Cov won't turn it round. Listen, well, I don't know. Rubes doesn't tend to get the much right on this, I would argue. Then they will beat Liverpool first game of the season. There you go. See, that he's just joshing. Now he's just joshing. He knows the score. FM No Casual, Sunderland home form is iffy. I know, but you've got... Is that just taking into account the last few games of the season where they've been crap, where they've switched off? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be so easy for either of them. It's going to be a tough night. I just want to see goals. All season, lad. I'm not having that. I usually wouldn't doubt you, mate. You know that, but let me just take a look because I'm trying to satisfy my own curiosity here as actually how much there's been. Right, Sunderland, come on, where are you? Right, Sunderland. Right, Sunderland home form. They've lost their last 3 at home, but before that, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Well, 20. Right, they've lost their last 3, and then they've got 1 defeat in 20 before that. So I'm not having that. I'm not accepting that. They've lost the last 3. They lost against QPR, Blackburn and Swansea at the Stadium of Light. And then before that, they've had 1 defeat against Hull, which I remember because it cost me a fortune. And then other than that, they've been unbeaten. They've been unbeaten at home. 20 games going back to the Marseille game, which would have been pre-season, surely. Yeah. So going back to August, they've actually been really good at home. Rubes, FM No Casuals agrees with me. No, he doesn't. Sunderland are just crap. FM No Casuals nick an early goal and their fans will jump on their back. Yeah, well, yeah, there is that. They are the vulnerable, aren't they? The crowd, Coventry, I'm sure, will get up and really get up and after them, and I'm sure it'll be a big performance from Coventry. I do think they'll start fast, but it's I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't really call it. Hands up, I didn't realise that. Listen, mate, Christ, I didn't know it. It took your wild claim for me to fact check it. So we've both learned something there, mate. We've both learned something. They are a scummy team. Come on, Rubes, come on, all friends here. All friends. Unless you're a United fan. I just remember they costed me loads when I had them. Yeah, well, they have cost me quite a few, because if you remember a few weeks ago, I said I keep backing Sunderland, they keep losing, and didn't they lose like the last 5 or 6 games before the end of the season? Jim, I'm so thick, just realised the other people on that other app you're on, I've wondered where they were for ages. Sorry, mate. I should have said, sorry, Jim, yeah. I'm looking at you right here, and right there, literally just there, I've got another camera, which is where that comes from. And then I've got my phone here, which has the comments on. So I've got the comments here for TikTok, and then I've got the comments here for YouTube and whatever else. Twitch and Instagram and Facebook and all the others. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, TikTok, it's much better on this side of the fence. If you want to support the channel, it's much better over there. Appreciate you. But I love you either way. Rubes, I'm a Geordie. Stanley, Campbell to score tonight. Put a bet on. He's not on the pitch, Stanley. He's on the bench. I mean, he might come on. But it's Kiefer Moore and Tom Cannon up front. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure he'll come on anytime soon anyway. I think they might rest him for the playoff final. They'll probably stick with Tom Cannon. Because I imagine it will be Tyrese Campbell who starts in the playoff final, wouldn't it? High voltage. The all-new McSpicy range. No, thank you. Got heartburn just looking at that. Stanley, did a quick one while I was coming back from my nan's. I hope you've gone and... while you're doing that, while you're wasting your money on that, I hope you've gone and checked out the old channel sponsor on the other place. If you're wasting your money on that, go and help me out. Go and help me out and set up an account over there. If you haven't set up an account over there and you're wasting money on that, Jim, no, it's my bad I didn't put 2 and 2 together. It's all good, mate. Don't worry about it, Jim. It's all good. It will all splice together. I'm just not technically savvy enough yet to work out how to do that. Stanny, I can try, mate. I'm with Sky. Good lad. Well, yeah, I was gonna say it's if you I'm going to be careful how I phrase this, but if you put in 5, you get 10 back. If you check it out on YouTube. Stanny, that cannon cost around 15 million. Yeah, it did, didn't it? He was Everton signing. I'm not sure if he... Was he 15 million quid? I don't know how much he cost in the end. Edward, Key, what you had for dinner tonight and yesterday? I haven't had anything today for dinner. For yesterday, I had a jacket potato. I went to my mum's yesterday. I had a jacket potato. Jim, forgot to check the sponsor. I'll do it in a sec. Cheers, man. Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to help. Like I say, you're not... I mean, it is a help, but you can win some cash. Oh, why have I said that? Please don't. You know, I don't want to... I've got to be very careful with what I say while live on the other place. Stanny, he was with Stoke. That was where he was. He was at Stoke, wasn't he, Tom Cannon? Yeah, he was at Stoke. Rubes, you not ate. I've not ate today. No, I've not ate today. Have I ate today? I don't think I have eaten today. I'm questioning myself now. I have eaten today. I had a tuna mayo butty when I got here. And I've been here since about 11. So it was about 12 o'clock. I had a little tuna mayo, and it was only that big. Little tuna mayo roll. Because there was some leftover tuna mayo in the fridge. And that's it. That's the only thing I've eaten today. But I'm really, honestly, I'm honestly not that hungry. Might explain why I'm shit, why the weight's falling off me. There's nothing left of me. It's falling off me. I'm too narrow. And yeah, I didn't have... yesterday, I think, I had a jacket potato yesterday. Right, we're about to kick off for the second half. Da, 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 da. Right, we're off. I wonder what the manager of Bristol City has said there at half-time. 4-0 down, lads. This is your last 45 minutes of the season unless you do something spectacular. What do you say to your players in this situation? Yeah, it's going good, man. Yeah, thank you. It's going good. Oh, yeah, as well as it can. Up to this point. You're making me hungry now, Keith. Mate, I'm starving. I am actually quite hungry, but it's too late. That's my problem. I tend to come here and I'll work all day. And then obviously the games are usually on the night, and I'll finish at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And I'm driving back to the house, and I'm a bit like, oh, I'm so hungry. But you can't eat at 11 o'clock. Eat at 11 o'clock, your heartburn, and it goes straight on your hips. So there's no way, absolutely no way. Do you know what I'm craving? I'm really craving a nice hot pot. I'd love and when I say a hot pot, I don't mean like the pastry. I don't eat pastry; just gives you the heartburn as well. I'm talking about like a proper, like, hearty stew. Let's say loads of literally stick loads of veg, potatoes, cabbage, onions, bit of chicken stock, maybe some beef. I don't know, beef, chicken, whatever. I don't know. Put something in there, some meat, potatoes, carrots, turnips. Some greens, spring greens, dice up some onions, half a jug of water, some beef stock or chicken stock, whichever one you put in. Just let it simmer up and boil up. Salt and pepper. Mwah! The most beautiful thing in the world. I could eat that every day. FM No Casuals. Eating late is so hard to cut out, like. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it is when you do this, when I'm trying to do this. And it was never really an issue before for me. But yeah, since I started these jabs, I started taking these jabs, and that's what's. And now I'm just not hungry. That's the problem. I've gone the other way. That's what's lost me the weight anyway. Razine, how you doing? Not even watching no game, just came because can't sleep. It's about 2 here. Good to see you, Razine. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I hope you're doing good as well. The game is pretty much done. It's 48 minutes in, but Sheffield United are 4-0 up on aggregate. Rubes, he had a Nando's with a voucher. I'm watching Sheffield United and Bristol City now, Sister Fister, by the way. I want Greg's chicken steak bake. Can't even get one as I don't live in the UK. Mate, I would never, ever, ever eat Greg's again. It gives me immediate heartburn. Can't do it. Jim, just not eating for me is an issue. Well, yeah, it used to be for me. But because that's because of the medication that I'm on. I mean, that's a cop-out. That is a cop-out. I know people will say that. But basically, the medication that I'm on for the epilepsy, basically, I had... If you Google it, it basically says there's no one who takes this medication that isn't, like, obese. Nobody. It doesn't... It literally, you just take this medication and you just immediately go bang, right? So I used to play football 4 or 5 times a week. I was stick thin. I was like a whippet. I was rapid. Started taking this medication. I've pretty much put a stone a year on since I started taking it. And it's just gone up and up and up and up and up. Yeah, it messes with your metabolism. It messes with your eating habits. It messes with your... how hungry you are, you know, you feel fuller, or so you feel empty for longer, you never can quite get full. So yeah, I've not eaten well, it is my own fault, but the medication definitely hasn't helped. And then I've started taking these jabs. And immediately I've lost like 4 stone. Without really even trying, if I'm dead honest. You're just not hungry anymore. You take these jabs. Not that I'm not bigging them up, because they're not right for everyone, by the way, but this is just my experience. But I started taking these jabs and, yeah, 4 stone fell off me like that. And it's still coming off. I've lost half a stone in the past, like, week or so without even trying. Just keep getting on the scales. I keep feeling my pants. I'm, like, noticing they're a bit slack, these. What's going on? It's nice. It's good. Right, Sheffield United driving forward here. They've got a chance here if they get this right. Ah. They'll never get it. The Premier League, they'll be shocking these. They'll be shocking. FM No Casuals, has it got lots of steroids in it? Which one? The drug that I took or take for the epilepsy doesn't have steroids in it. No, it's a drug. It's a drug that is very common for epileptics to take, and it basically just balloons you out, but it's not a steroid. What position did you play? He's left back. You jest, but I actually was left back. That is exactly where I played, and I was left back at I would say up to maybe not a decent level, but I was all right. I did okay. Chance. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. Deflected shot from the edge of the area. It's Hamer. It's 2-0 Sheffield United. 51 minutes gone. And there you go. 5-0 Bristol City in the mud. That is it done and dusted, definitely. We love TikTok. So you had proper stamina up and down the pitch all game, yeah? And that is probably what, if anything... And I had a good left foot. I had a really, really good left foot. But I was a little bit small as well. Jayden Thompson, score. It is 2-0. Sheffield United 2, Bristol City 0. We love TikTok Shop forever. I do look, yeah, there's nothing wrong with TikTok Shop. Jim, my niece has got epilepsy and it's pretty awful. Yeah, do you know what though, mate? I still would say I lucked out with it because it's bad. It is bad. It's not nice, and it's a lot for my family to deal with. But at the same time, it's there's a lot worse thing. You've got to kind of count your blessings in life, and I would say there's a lot worse things you can have. A lot worse. And you know, epilepsy, there's people who have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 seizures a day sometimes. Like, it's really, really bad. I'm lucky in that I've only had a handful in my entire life. But they can kill you. The ones that I have are like proper, they're called grand mals. They're the really, really, really bad ones that can either kill you or disable you. So I have to be very, very, very careful. Scott Grice, I've got epilepsy as well. Oh wow, okay, there you go. Well, I hope you're all right, Scott. It's a tough disease, but nice to see another purple warrior in the chat. Under the floodlights, for people that don't believe in manager power, Claudio Ranieri brought Roma from 15th to 4th. He's done very well, hasn't he? I mean, to be honest, he's got a bit of a connection there with Roma, hasn't he? But yeah, he's done very, very well since he's got in. Is he still 1-1, that one? Atalanta and Roma. Unbelievable from them. Bristol City, first shot on target for them in the second half. JN28, what's your thoughts on Arne Slot's first season? Very, very good. Yeah, overwhelmed, I would say. Nobody expected Liverpool to even be in a title race. So, I think it's obviously very, very surprising that we were ever even in the title race. Because most pundits had us finishing in 4th or 5th. Some even had us finishing in 6th. But no, we've thought we've done really, really well. We've won the league title. We've breezed it. I thought we were quite unlucky to go out of the Champions League. And we were, weren't we? We were quite unlucky. We went out on penalties in the end. And we got to a League Cup final. So, yeah, I am absolutely delighted with Arne Slot's first season. JN28 agreed, especially having had no money too. Exactly, yeah, exactly. See the Bristol score. Yeah, watching it now, mate. Sheffield United 2, Bristol City 0. Under the floodlights, 1-1 still. This would make Roma 21 unbeaten. Wow. Rubes, it's what people say if they are talking about stuff that can get them banned. We love TikTok Shop. Oh, is it really? Oh, okay. Oh, I don't understand. JN28, we drawn the best team in the competition despite winning the group. Yeah. Under the floodlights, 1-1 still. This would make Roma 21 unbeaten. Yeah, really, really good that, isn't it? Really good. To be fair, that is so embarrassing. It's not, I mean, to be honest, I kind of feel a little bit for Bristol City in the fact that it's been heavily influenced by that first leg decision by the referee to send Dickey off. If he hadn't sent Dickey off, then it would have been 1-0 Sheffield United going into the second half with 11v11, and maybe Bristol City could have turned it round. Maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe it still would have been 3-0. But I think that decision was so important in this fixture, in this tie, that it's really, I think it's cost Bristol City over the two legs. And they can count themselves unlucky. I'm sure they'll go again next season. There'll be another opportunity for them, maybe to make the playoffs next season. They've still got a decent team there. The manager will stay. And yeah, it's been a good season for them, hasn't it? Edward, is your epilepsy affected by flashing lights or that? Partially, yeah, partially. It's maybe not as totally focused on that. It's a lot of other things as well. But yeah, everyone's triggers are slightly different with epilepsy, but yeah, flashing lights is part of it, I guess. Scott, I've had epilepsy since I was 2 years old. Blimey. Yeah, see, I only found out, I only got diagnosed when I was about 14, 15. So, yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's also, there's also many worse things you could have. So, in my opinion, anyway, I don't know how, I won't speak for you, Scott. You know, everyone's is different. There's definitely a lot worse epilepsy, sufferers than myself. But for me, there's a lot worse things I could have had, and you've got to count your blessings, haven't you? Still here, but for the grace of God and all that. FM No Casuals, Julius Caesar had epilepsy. Yeah, they call it, funnily enough, it wasn't just Julius Caesar. They call it is it the genius disease? Again, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but they call it the genius disease. Because Socrates had it as well. We try to find all the people who've had epileptics. Van Gogh had it. Prince had it. Charles Dickens, Edgar Allan Poe, Lil Wayne has it. Danny Glover, Napoleon, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Alexander the Great. Like, if you talk list of famous people with epilepsy, it's pretty much the who's who of famous philosophers, doctors, scientists, YouTubers. I'm tired. Knight just over the bar there from Sheffield United. From Bristol City. Got half an hour to go here. Half an hour to go. It's written in the stars, pardon the pun. That is what I wanted to be honest. That's what I wanted to be, an actor, like Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon. I wanted to be an actor when I first started out. And I, it could be 3, unlucky. I wanted to be an actor, but there's no way you can be an actor without being able to deal with flashing lights. Scott, I can't watch flashing lights and I can't work because I have epilepsy and I'm on PIP because of it and I have depression and anxiety. Yeah, bloody hell, mate. See, this is it. You tend to suffer with a lot of other things as a result of it. It's bloody hard, isn't it? It is hard, Scott. So I feel your pain on that one, mate. Jim, I'm lucky enough to not have anything but minor hay fever and dyslexia. I think if I had any more than that, I don't know how I'd cope. Honestly, don't know how people like you do it. I don't lift. I certainly don't be saying people like me. I'm not special. Like I say, everyone's dealing with different stuff, aren't they? Everyone's dealing with different stuff. Atalanta 2, Roma 1. As the old expression goes, I'm a big believer in it. Is if you put all men's trouble, what's the saying? If you put all men's troubles into a pile, most people would be happy to take their own back than to take an equal share of the pile's troubles. So you'd be happy. Usually you look at everyone else's life, don't you, and you think everyone's got it dead easy and I have it really, really hard. Actually, everyone's kind of got their own stuff going on in different ways, and, more often than not. Sometimes you have got it a lot harder than others, but in a lot of cases, it's not just you dealing with stuff. Everyone's dealing with different stuff, and you've got blessings in some areas of your life and challenges in some areas of your life, and that's what life's about, isn't it? That's what life's about, trying to get through all that. Cheers. Yeah, sorry, I've just clocked it stopped again. My fault. Right, 3 changes. Brewster, O'Hare and Campbell on. Brooks, Cannon and Moore off for Sheffield United. So, Campbell is on now. People can actually, potentially, I think there was someone in the chat who said they had Campbell to score. So, Scott Grice and I have speak issues as well. Bloody hell. Well, there you go, mate. Like I say, it's tough, innit? Everyone's got different stuff going on, and you've got to try and find a way to deal with it and make it through and find the joy in life, find the simple things in life. Whatever makes you happy. And footy is what makes me happy anyway. Maybe if you're here watching this, then footy makes you a bit happy as well. It's a good escape, isn't it? It's a good escape for an hour and a half from whatever's going on in life. Here's Sheffield United. Ball in. Chance. Oh, very nearly 3-0. Very nearly 3-0. Tyrese Campbell. Again, someone else saying they had Campbell to score. And he's just come off the bench and within 2 minutes could have been 3-0. Unlucky. Really unlucky. Brewster at the far post as well. He could have had a tap in. Jim Wright, I'm going to go to bed in my nice Premier in bed. Not bragging, I'll see you in a bit. Sleep tight, mate. Sleep tight, have a nice one. And enjoy that breakfast tomorrow as well. Premier in breakfast are absolutely tip-top. So enjoy that, buddy. Take it easy. Connor, how did Fiorentina perform? Sorry, I had to dip to dump. How did Fiorentina perform? Not great. They got beat 2-1. I don't know if you've seen the result. They didn't perform particularly well. They didn't have Moise Kean. Moise Kean was injured, so he didn't even travel with the squad. It wasn't a great night for Fiorentina. They went 2-0 down. Venezia scored a couple very, very quick goals, and then Fiorentina scored a really good goal. Mandragora with a brilliant finish in about the 78th, 79th minute, and didn't really turn it round from that moment on. They just didn't really do an awful lot. So the good news for Venezia is that they're out of the relegation zone. They're above Lecce and Empoli, and they've given themselves a fighting chance going into the last couple of games. They have still got a couple of difficult games. I'm sure they've got Juventus coming up as well in the final two. But they've got a chance. They've got a real chance now. Lecce, Empoli, you would say it's all on them, isn't it? They've got to find a way in the last sort of few games to try and work it out. Edward, I have ADHD, dyslexia. I have an issue that makes me taller and grow faster than most humans, but I hate and love having ADHD. So everyone makes, everyone's got different things that makes them unique. That's what it's about, isn't it? Scarlett, my dad passed away last year. Only have my brother and sisters and friends, pal, and have my mum. Blimey. Horrible, mate. That's, I can't imagine. It's, I wish I could say I can't empathise. I've not been in that position. Again, thankfully, just yet, but it must be bloody awful. Jake. Was it Jake who had the bet on? Was it Jake who had the bet on? Jake, send me one in the post. I don't know what you mean. Oh, I had a chicken bake. From Greg's at lunch today, so sorry to rub it in. Bloody hell. To be honest, we could do a little Kerr package for you if you wanted, Sister Fister. We could do a little Kerr package. I wouldn't mind. I'll go and get you some Greg's if you want, and I'll post them out to you. I'll get some freezer bags, right? I'll go Iceland and I'll get you some steak bakes and some other bits and bobs from Iceland. Stick it in a freezer bag and I'll post it over to your beautiful part of Eastern Europe, and we'll have a little pen pal. You can send me some Slovakian delicacies or whatever. I'd pay for a Kerr package. Well, yeah, you don't have. I don't know how much it'd be to send a parcel, but I'll send you a parcel of Greg's steak bakes. That'd be something put on the channel, wouldn't it? Something funny. I sent a parcel of steak bakes today to Eastern Europe. If you'd ever want some Greg's steak bakes, I'm sure they're not easy to come by in that part of the world. To be honest, we've got family in the Middle East. Well, he works out there, so we're constantly posting stuff out there, constantly back and forth to the post office, posting stuff, like sweets and stuff that he can't get over there because he works out there for like 8-9 months of the year. So I'd be happy to. Scott, don't feel like a normal person because of my epilepsy and my dad. Oh, mate, listen, the epilepsy, I promise you, it's. I can certainly empathise on that front. But you're no different to anyone else. I promise you, you're no different to anyone else. It's not easy. Some of the stuff you have to go through with epilepsy, and obviously that makes it even worse. What's happened to you, but you can. You're no different to anyone else in that sense, I guess. Everyone's got their troubles and their challenges, and yours is just a little bit more unique than theirs. Stanny, my dad signed me up for a run. Haven't ran in God knows how long. Do you know what? I probably could do with going for a run. I'd quite like to do maybe not like a Tough Mudder, but like something like that. As we're getting into the summer months now, probably could do doing something like that. Sister Vista, I used to take Tegretol, I think it was called, for my epilepsy. Tegretol, blimey. Yeah, Tegretol's quite. I don't take that. I was on. I was on Keppra. Kepra's. They have this thing called Keppra Rage. Keppra was the worst thing I've ever taken, ever. But yeah, I'm settled. I'm settled on other stuff now. You're not even fat though, mate. You don't know the half of it. I've had my first share of Greg's steak bakes. It's rough, innit? It is rough. Scott, it's hard because I want to work, but I can't. It's getting me down. Well, do you know what, mate? There are things. I guess. I mean, you've got to find what you can and can't do within your limitations. But if you want to drop me a message or whatever, I'm not sure what, but I'd be happy to help. I worked sort of in that field for a few years. I might be able to help. I might not, but I'll certainly try if you want to have a chinwag and a chat about that sort of stuff. And again, I've got epilepsy. I can try and help as best I can. But there's definitely stuff you could do, even if it's just like stuff that you enjoy. Even if it's not like, do you know what the thing I would say is, even if it's not necessarily work that you could start doing straight away. There's things you could do that you enjoy, because I'm sure there's things that you enjoy in life, whatever it might be, whatever your hobbies are. You could probably make, an income from that, and maybe that's the thing to do. Maybe if you can't get a traditional, 9 to 5, which is, believe me, I'm in exactly the same boat as that, or I have been in exactly the same boat as that. I know where you're coming from, but maybe you try and channel your passion into something that could make you an income one day. Maybe it's not a straightforward thing, but there's definitely things you can do. Like I say, happy to have a chat. Where can I drop you a message? On here, I think you can message me on here as far as I'm aware. If not, go and find me on X. You can find me on Premier League Dad on X, or you can go and find me on TikTok, whatever. I'm happy to help, man. As much as I can, anyway. I'll try as best I can. Absolutely. Edward, Kieran, would you send me anything as I would send you stuff, bro? Yeah, mate, you're in the UK. I've got enough Iron Brew I need right here, but you can get Greg's. You're sorted. You got Greg's up in Scotland. Connor Hetfield, insurance industry takes anyone. That's true. Yeah, I mean, you can do like work from home customer service stuff, but again, even that's potentially difficult with epilepsy, depending on what drugs you're on and how you, because you feel so different from day to day. Some mornings you can wake up and literally not be able to do anything. So I'm with you on that. I know what you're talking about. What's your Instagram? Instagram is Premier League Dad. It's all the same. So yeah, if you just search Premier League Dad on every social, you should be there. Sister Vista, also, since when does Iceland sell chicken steak bakes? Mate, they sell everything. They sell everything. I'm sure they do. They must do. Oh, you've got me questioning that now as well. Chicken steak bake. Greg's Iceland. There you go. Greg's 2 chicken steak bakes, £3.50. Iceland. There you are. I'll buy 10 of them. I'll buy 10 of them. I'll stick them in a box. I'll send them to Slovakia. Job done. That's good for the weekend. 20 chicken bakes. That might sort you for the weekend. To be honest, I haven't been in the UK 6 years now and about 10 years since Iceland. 10 years since I'm not talking about Iceland the country. You know I'm talking about Iceland the store, right? Yeah, Iceland, as in Iceland the shop. You can get 2 chicken bakes for £3.50 in Iceland. So yeah, we can fathom out how to send you them. Right, Harrison Burrows is coming over to take this corner. We're into the last 15 minutes here. Sheffield United 2, Bristol City 0, 5-0 on aggregate. It's all Sheffield United pushing forward. Bristol City really haven't landed a glove on Sheffield United all night, and that'll be the disappointing thing from the fans that have travelled, from the manager's perspective, looking at it and going, well, we had a rough night at home, but you've gone there and compounded it. Really, it's been a beating home and away. I'll make you a Slovak try package. That's a great ball into the channel. Is that Brooks driving forward? Or is it Raksaki? Raksaki. Good player, him. Good player. Is he on loan from Palace, in Raksaki? Would I send you any food? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Get your own food. Scotland? Christ, you're in that corner. You can get everything I can get. Probably better, actually. You can get fresh haggis. Better food up in Scotland. Ball into the box. Oh, unlucky. Right, here's Raksaki down the right-hand side. Chance here for Sheffield United to kill it off. Kill it off. We don't have Nando's. You don't have Nando's in Scotland? You must do. Can't be too far. Although saying, I know it's a bit spread out, but you can't have too many. Too far to go for a Nando's. I know they've only got 3. Bloody hell, how mad's that? No, they've not. Connor Hetfield, since you watch all these different leagues, who do you think has been a serious hidden gem this season? Ooh, now that is a good question. Who would I say has been a serious hidden gem this season? I've been impressed by a good few players who I didn't think I would be. Bisek from Inter Milan is one who stands out immediately. Very, very good player. I think... Oh, has he got a foul in the yellow card? He's such a dirty player, him, Hamza Chowdhury. He did that a few times when he was in the Premier League, you know. He did that a few times in the Prem. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. 1 second. I'm all the way back already. This isn't good. Sorry. Connor, since you watch all these leagues, who do you think has been a serious hidden gem this season? Right, so I said Bisek, right, yeah, Bisek. Bisek would definitely be one. I would say, and I say it all the time, but Tierno Barry in La Liga at Villarreal, I think he's been exceptional. Every time I've watched Villarreal, I think he's been brilliant. He's only young as well. I think he's only about 21. I keep saying Jonathan Burkhardt as well. I keep saying Jonathan Burkhardt from Mainz in the Bundesliga. Definitely one to watch. I mean, Cherky is a good player. I mean, I don't necessarily think he's a proper hidden gem because people are now onto him. But Cherky's been very, very good for Lyon, of course. And Lyon are probably going to go down, aren't they? Am I right in saying this? I've not really kept up with the news on Lyon, but am I right in saying that if they are not qualifying for Europe, then they go down? Is that right? I've not seen the news on that, but that's allegedly what I've read. Well, it's not allegedly what I've read, it is what I've read. Oh, and thingy as well, sorry, as well. I've said, what's his name? Mika Biereth. FM No Casuals will know Mika Biereth because he was at Sturm Graz for a good while. And he went to Monaco mid-season, and I'm sure he's got something like 12, 13 goals in like 14 odd. He's got a stupid amount of goals in half a season for Monaco. So he came out of Arsenal's academy, and he's another one that they could have done with keeping, to be honest. Mika Biereth, yeah, he's been a really, really good one to watch. Really, really good one to watch. Bristol City, not really able to get anything on the ball here. I think it's just a kind of damage limitation here now. Just damage limitation. To see if they can maybe see the game out and keep it at something resembling a respectable scoreline. But as it stands, Sheffield United 2, Bristol City 0, 5-0 on aggregate. Sheffield United cruising to the playoff final. Cruising to the playoff final. And here's Sheffield United again. Wow, must be 3-0. That's a great move. That's Premier League level. That was really, really good. 3-0 Sheffield United. It was 3-0 in the first leg, 3-0 in the second leg. That was a really, really tidy finish. And Callum O'Hare, ex-Coventry City, of course, sticks it away. It might be Coventry City that he actually plays in the playoff final. That was a wonderful goal. It was a ball in from the left-hand side, a quick step over, and it ran through to Callum O'Hare. That was a wonderful finish. Who is it who dummies the ball at the front post there? I don't know who it is who's actually sprinting forward there. Who is it who actually gets the well, it's not an assist. I think it's Tyrese Campbell who gets the assist. But I think it's Harrison Burrows again. Harrison Burrows. There you go, 6-0. Callum absolutely obliterated. Yeah. They have just been battered tonight, haven't they? Battered in the first leg, battered in the second leg. It's not been a particularly good performance in either game from Bristol City. You know, they could probably cry foul play about the referee sending Dickey off in the first leg, but even still, it's been a landslide. It's not even been close. And that'll be the disappointment, won't it? That they've absolutely threw the towel in. They've threw the towel in so quickly. And they haven't, honestly, they've not laid a glove on him. I don't think they've had one shot on target, really. Any meaningful shot on target. Callum, 11 men tonight, not 10, no excuses. Yeah, exactly, mate. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Started well too, Bristol. They did, didn't they? Yeah, they got in the area already in the first 5 minutes or so and had a half decent chance there, but it's been all Sheffield United since. And once that first goal goes in on half time, it's never going to be anything other than a smooth, easy victory. So yeah, difficult night for Bristol City. And it may yet get worse. 5 minutes left. They're still pushing forward. And it may yet get worse. Connor, do you remember Juventus being in Serie B in 2006? Yes, I do. Yeah, they got relegated. They got titles took off them. And there was a few other teams as well. It wasn't just Juventus. I mean, Juventus were the only ones relegated. But it wasn't just them who kind of got in trouble over it. Because I'm sure there was quite a few other clubs, wasn't there, who were ultimately punished. There you go, club punishments. So Milan got punished. They got deducted 30 points and got forced to play a game behind closed doors. Fiorentina got knocked out of the 2006 Champions League, or they got removed from it and had to play games behind closed doors. Lazio got took out of the UEFA Cup. Regina got a £100,000 fine, and the president got banned from football for 2.5 years. And Juventus got relegated to Serie B and stripped of the title, and they were downgraded to last place in the 2005-06 season. So they got stripped of the title from the year before, and they got downgraded to the 2005-06 last place. And the title got given to Inter Milan by default. How awful must that have been? Inter Milan just winning the title because of a decision made by a commission somewhere. But it was Juventus who certainly got the brunt of it, definitely. Scott Rice, do you rate I would be able to work in the ambulance service? I honestly don't know, Scott. I think you'd have to find out what that sort of a job entails. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I'm not sure. I would imagine so. Sort of a call handler, maybe. You could do something like that. You'd have to train for it, and I don't know. I honestly don't know, mate. You'd have to take a look and maybe speak to him. Maybe speak to him. It might even be worth reaching out and asking the question. It's always worth reaching out, asking the question, and see. Ball back to the keeper there. Chowdhury, long ball forward. Do you know what? I've been critical of Sheffield United, and Bristol City haven't been brilliant tonight. But to give them the due, Sheffield United have been better. They have been better. They've played better. They've played more like a team that can knock it around. Harrison Burrows has been very impressive. In the last couple of games, actually, it's not just tonight. Harrison Burrows has been a really, really talented player in this Sheffield United side. Very, very good player. And he's still young as well, isn't he? 23, is he? 23, Harrison Burrows. But we are now into the last 2 minutes of normal time. I think the referee, if he's any sort of nice referee, he'll probably just end this quite quickly, won't he? He'll probably end it quite quickly. It'll be 2 minutes of injury time, tops. Tops. Right, well, there's Chris Wilder. 20 seconds to go. Is he a Premier League manager? I'm not sure he is. I am not sure he is. I don't want to be overly negative, but most of my issues with Sheffield United seem to come from him. Has he blown up? He's not even added any time. I mean, that is the definition of a sympathy blow, isn't it? It's a sympathy whistle. Sympathy whistle. He's blown up. Bang on full time. Bang on full time. The referee. Yeah. 2-0. 2-0. Sorry, 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 6-0 on aggregate. Connor Hetfield, a team you miss seeing play in the EPL. A team I miss. I would say Wigan, because it's a local team and I can go and watch them quite easily because tickets are always pretty much, easy to come by. But yeah, a team that I miss being in the Premier League. Do you know what? I quite miss having a Welsh team in the Prem. I quite missed having like Swansea or Cardiff. Maybe not Cardiff. Swansea. I quite liked it when Swansea were in the Prem. Yeah, I didn't mind Swansea. And I like Blackburn as well. Blackburn, Ewood Park's a good place to go. Go and watch a bit of football at Ewood Park. But right, yeah, as I say, it's 6-0. 6-0 on the night. 3-0 on the night. 6-0 on aggregate. It's been a great performance from Bristol City. From Sheffield United. Great performance from Sheffield United. Not quite a good performance from Bristol City. And Sheffield United are through to the final. I wonder who they're going to be meeting, though. That's the big question. Tomorrow night, we'll find out. Coventry City or Sunderland, live at the Stadium of Light. We'll be live from about 5 o'clock again tomorrow night, because before that, we're going to watch Real Valladolid against Girona in La Liga. So if you want to come and join me for that tomorrow night, I'll be live from about 5 p.m. all the way through to about 10 p.m. again, same as we've done tonight. About 5 hours of live streaming again tomorrow night. If you want to come and watch me, I'll be live. Or if you want to come and join me tomorrow night, give us a go. Go and follow us on YouTube. Go and give us a like and a subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will see you all tomorrow night.